watching all 25 James Bond films and ranking them retroactively. If you don't want to miss a James Bond film, check the playlist on my page. Here we go. We are on the 5th James Bond film, which means we are 1/5 of the way done. And today we're going to be looking at Sean Connery's next to last appearance, if you're not counting Never Say Never Again. You Only Live Twice.
You only live twice, or so it seems.
Oh, this movie started building up great momentum right off the bat. It's like, take every plot point that you enjoyed in a James Bond film and put it in You Only Live Twice. Starting with, you think James Bond dies at the beginning of the movie, much like we saw in From Russia with Love. There are things about this movie that make sense, and there's things that don't. For instance, James Bond faking his death makes sense for the plot. We'll get to what doesn't make sense later. And if you've seen the movie, I think you know where I'm going. Alright, the overall plot. Missiles from Britain, Russia, and America are being launched into space as part of their space program, and an unidentified object is sucking up the rockets and kidnapping the astronauts. I mean, this is costing each country billions of dollars, and Russia and America are blaming each other and are on the brink of war. Come to find out later in the movie that the culprit is none other than Spectre. Yes, number one, the man with the cat is back, and we don't see his face at the beginning, but towards the end of the movie, it's finally revealed. Dr. Evil. I'm just kidding. Blofeld is the guy's name, and come on, you look at him and you know Mike Myers just directly stole Dr. Evil's look from this guy. Like I've said at the beginning of this, I've seen all the Austin Powers films before I saw all the James Bond films, so I'm going to be referencing Austin Powers throughout the course of this review. Well, in order to find out which country has been sabotaging these space programs, the Secret Service, or M, decides to send James Bond to Japan. He does a lot of spy work, he gets into a lot of fights and daring do, there's a car chase that happens. Oh, and let's not forget, Little Nellie. Little Nellie is a transportable mini helicopter that James Bond apparently has. Designed by Q and rigged out with a bunch of gadgets and weapons, Little Nellie is something you don't want to mess with. Little Nellie gets her time to shine. There's this great fight scene that happens in the air, and we see this tiny little helicopter evade 4 huge helicopters and just demolish them. It's pretty awesome. Nellie's got flamethrowers that shoot behind her. She's got missiles that just fly through the air. She's got bombs that drop. It was a fun action sequence. Well, anyways, like I said, this movie had a lot of great action in it and a lot of twists and turns. You don't know who Bond can trust until the secret phrase, "I love you," is said. A nice little jab at James Moneypenny decided to use. The bad guy's plot to start a new world war, I absolutely loved. But as the movie progressed, it makes a turn that I didn't expect, nor did I understand. As if Little Nellie wasn't enough, this movie does enter the realm of James Bond ridiculousness. James Bond is able to save the day by having an army of ninjas by his side. I mean, it's awesome. They enter through the rooftop, they swing down, they got guns, they are just shooting up a storm. But in all honesty, they probably only needed about 3 or 4 of these guys, because look how one takes out 5 dudes at once. And no, it's not James Bond, it's just one ninja. This leads to one of the most controversial things I think we've seen in the James Bond movies so far. I guess to investigate deeper into where the rockets were being launched, it suggested that James Bond becomes Japanese. And we see a lot of cool gadgets down there, my favorite being the cigarette bullet. Bond has to train with a bunch of ninjas, but that's not enough. He has to also take on a Japanese wife, and he also has to look Japanese. I don't understand why. The result being it's like the Sean Connery equivalent to Asian blackface. He doesn't even look Japanese. He looks more like a Romulan from Star Trek. But I guess Sean Connery did a good job in this role because later he'll play Juan Sanchez Villalobos in Highlander, a dude with an Irish accent pretending to be a Spaniard that was born in Egypt. I'm not kidding. All right, ranking You Only Live Twice retroactively got a little tricky for me because as this movie went on, it was becoming my favorite James Bond film until it took that unnecessary turn of James Bond needing to be Japanese. We've seen James Bond disguise himself several times in the course of these 5 movies, and the bad guys really pay no mind that, oh, he's just another suited up dude. Yet they need to augment his face so he looks Japanese and he needs to wear a wig. So, anyways, ranking the James Bond films retroactively, we're only doing 5 films. Number 1 remains Goldfinger. Number 2, You Only Live Twice. Number 3, Thunderball. 4, From Russia with Love. Number 5, Dr. No. Tomorrow's James Bond film, we're going to take a break with Sean Connery playing James Bond with On Her Majesty's Secret Service. See you tomorrow.